Hello and welcome. In this video, we want to ensure that we leave this lesson when you know how to determine your profit the way you want in your business. It is always a problem, especially for the upcoming businessmen, when they want to know how to price their products. And that is very, very important because immediately you underprice your product, you will get a loss. If you overprice your product, you will sell less. So you need a middle point of selling price where you will be able to sell comfortably and your profit to go up at the same time to get as many customers as possible. Now, if you are dealing with so many products, it can be challenging. But with an app like the one which I want to show you, you will be able to individually calculate the selling price of each product and the profitability of each product. The first thing is to assume that we are dealing with one product. You could be selling mangoes, apples, or vehicles, or even real estates. It doesn't matter. The app will accept any figure and you will be able to work with any percentage you want. Now, I am going to assume that I am selling confectionery, maybe loaves of bread. I'm selling loaves of bread, I'm baking them, and I'm selling them at the same time. Most of the time I will be buying materials. So before I'm able to sit down and bake any loaf of bread, I must know my total cost. By total cost, I simply mean the wheat flour, sugar, water, and all the other things which goes into baking. I'm not an expert in baking, but I'm sure there is water, salt, yeast, and such things. All that goes into total cost, including even the electricity cost and other things. That is the total cost of producing a loaf of bread or loaves of bread. The second thing to look at is how many pieces I want to produce from my total cost. If I want to make or bake 20 pieces of bread or loaves of bread, I might need maybe 10,000 bucks. If I want to if I want to bake 100,000 loaves of bread, of course I will need a huge total cost because it is directly proportional to the number of pieces I'm going to make. So the most important thing is to determine the number of pieces of what you want to sell. And also, if you make a lot of pieces and nobody will buy, then the bread expires, then you go at a loss. Therefore, before you determine the number of pieces, you have to do due diligence, do your own research. You know how to do it. Now, the other thing I will finally do is to look closely at my expenses because they eat into my profit. If I want to buy a bundle of wheat flour, instead of sourcing the product from the market and incurring the transport cost, bringing it to my premises, that one will be reducing my profit. What if I just talk to a supplier to supply me the wheat flour? That could be easier. Therefore, determine your expenses and ensure that whatever you are going to incur as an expense, there is no any other way of reducing it. But if there is a shortcut of reducing it, work as much as possible to reduce the expenses because they will be eating into your profit. Finally, you set your margin, and remember, rent is also part of the expense we normally incur. So you set your profit margin. From each loaf of bread, if I'm going to sell one at 100 bucks, then I'm going to maybe need like 20 bucks from that loaf of bread. And if I am selling my shirts. Maybe I'm a tailor and I'm making shirts. If I'm selling a shirt at maybe $1,000, then I just want $200 from that 1,000. So you must be able to set your profit margin. Finally, after setting your profit margin, then you'll be able to obtain selling price. Finally, you have now complete and the product is ready to be sold. And you know where you came from and you are going. You know your total cost and you know as well your profit if you sell at a particular price. Let's go ahead and do a bit of mathematics here. And finally, we will translate all that mathematics into computer program, which you will be able to reuse. At a click of a button, you'll be able to determine your profit. Now, I am doing some assumptions that might not be accurate because I'm not a baker, but let me assume that the total amount of wheat flour which I'm going to use, plus sugar, plus everything, they are going to cost me 10,000 bucks. Then the total expenses of going to the market, maybe I'm paying fare or I'm fueling my car, plus other things, I'm going to incur maybe 1,500. And now the total cost of that wheat flour plus the ingredient plus going expenses will give me my total cost. So this will be my total cost. Total cost here will be my 10,000 added to 1,500. And that one I should be able to get 11,500. So this is the total cost of producing whatever I'm going to sell. Next, now assuming after doing a number of baking activities, you will be able to estimate with this amount of cost of materials, I will be able to make this number of pieces. Now let me just assume with 11,500 bucks, I'm able to produce 50 loaves of bread. Okay, so number of pieces here is 50. That is very, very important. Now, since I have my total costs here, and also I have the number of pieces, I can know how much is one piece of bread costing. So I'm going to simply do maths. Cost of a piece. Remember, when I say cost, I mean the value of that thing. Okay, cost of a piece. I'm going to take 11,500 divided by 50. So it simply means this is the price of the material for which made one piece. I'm not counting my profit. Yeah. For the profit margin, I just want 20% of the cost of one piece. I want it to be my profit. So in this case, here my profit per piece, for each piece, I want 46 bucks from it. Okay, that is what I will that is how I pay myself. So it is through the profit that we pay ourselves the effort and the idea and other things. So finally, I will be able to sell each piece at 230 plus 46, and that one will give me 276. So the sell price of each, the sell price of each piece is 276. So this is the concept. This is actually the concept which I am going to sell here in my app. Instead of doing all this calculation, you can imagine I had to calculate this, then I went ahead and determined this and applied my margin. And maybe if I'm selling different types of products, this margin will be changing. They are fast moving goods, we will put a smaller profit margin, and if they are slow moving goods, we'll put a big profit margin. Because if it will take you 2 months to sell something, it means you have incurred rent of 2 months with that product in the shop. So you have to put a bigger profit margin. You also determine your profit margin depending on what other competitors around you are doing. If the next shop is selling it at 200 bucks, why should you sell it at 300? Of course, they will not come to your shop. So all that depends on your common sense and your business research. But never do a business where you make a loss. And also, I calculated that, and finally I arrived at the selling price. All this stuff, okay? All this stuff, I want to summarize it in a click of a button. And in order for me to reach at that point of a click of a button, I have to design that app. And this app, I'm going to design it with you. And we are only going to type text. No complicated things you need here, is only text. So the first thing I want to do is to go and start a notepad. Notepad is just, you can use any text editor. If you don't have a notepad on your computer, you can download Notepad++. Okay, Notepad++ will help you generate. You can download this Notepad++, or you can just use this Notepad here, which most of you have in your computers. So let me go ahead here and do a couple of things. The first thing I want to do is to make the interface for the app. So I will just write this opening tab and also close it here. Very easy, not difficult. Then I will go ahead and divide this into head and body. So in the head is where you, of course, put the page title for the app, and the body is where the app is running, where people will type in data and other things. We do it in the body of the app. Now I will just come here and write the title for my app, and just write selling price app. You can have any name there. You can even put your own name if you want. let me just call it selling price up. Then you can even put profits calculator, whichever. It depends. Profit calculate. Okay, now I will go ahead and do another thing. Here I want to put the title in the app, inside the app. I want a title here, and I will just call this profit calculator. Fine, like that. So that is just a heading. H2 is for the heading. I want to color this heading, so I'll just put a style inside here and color this stuff to red. You can put any color you want. Move ahead here and introduce the user by telling them enter the required data and click calculate button. So I'm going ahead and closing this stuff. Okay, close it there. So far so good. Let's go ahead and save this stuff. Save. And it will only be a simple web page. You can save it anywhere. Let me just save it in my documents and call it here. Let me just call it business. Yeah. Call it business and give it the name profit. Maybe dot. Let me just call it profit calculator. Calculator. Remember, when you are saving that page, you have to put a full stop or a dot html so that we change it into a web page, because the app is running on a web page. If you don't do that, you will not succeed. Now I will go ahead and check my document. Let me check my document here and open that file so that I'm able to show you what we are actually making. Because I saved it with the name .html, you can see a HTML file type. Now it is a web page. It will open on Chrome. I will just double click this. Now you can see our window has loaded here. Excellent. We will go ahead and do a couple of things now. The first thing I want to do is to continue developing the app. The title of my app is now Perfect Profit Calculator. This is the head part of the page. The next thing is there's a heading profit calculator, which is inside the body of the page. Below it there's a paragraph. Enter the required data and click calculator. So I will be guided by these figures here. So the first thing we want to receive from the user is the material cost, the cost of the material, then the total expenses, which this person incurred in the process of doing the business and baking the bread or any other product that you are dealing with. These values will come from the user. Then the number of pieces also I will get from the user. From there, I will receive also the profit margin that the user needs. After that, I don't need anything from the user. So I need only 4 pieces of information from the user. I need the material, expenses, I need number of pieces he or she wants, and also I need the percentage of profit he or she needs. Then the app will do the rest. So these are what we call the input data. So I'll go back here and ask my user to enter here. Enter. No, I will not. I have already told the user to enter. So I will just put directly what is required here. Total material cost. Okay, total material cost. Then I will make a text box to receive data. Type is text. Of course. And I have to give this text box a unique name. We call them IDs. And this one, let me just call it M for material. Okay. Or MTL. You can put any name there. I will go ahead and break this flow to a new line using 2 break tags. And just copy this. Just copy this line and paste it down here. And now we only edit. We'll go ahead and do something here. I want now to receive expenses, so I will change here total expenses. Okay. Then I also want to know number of pieces. So I will paste again the line. And remember, I need also to change this ID. Now it will be expenses. So I'll just put EXP. Then let me check here. Here I want number of pieces. So number of pieces. And here I can just write pieces. Like that with unique ID. Then next I want profit margin. So I'll paste again from the clipboard. I will write here percentage profit. Okay, so the percentage of profit you want, then this one should be profit, maybe like that. Then I also want to write here the result. Okay, the result or the output of the app will be written below here. and I want this text to be blue. So I'll style this, just style it and give it blue color. This is blue color, just like that. I want this text to be bold, so I'll just increase here the code and write B. You can even write strong inside, strong tag, but it is long, so I just prefer this one. So after doing any editing here inside this file, you just save it. Then you go to the web page itself. Okay, then refresh it here. If you are using Chrome or any other web browser, you just refresh the page to pick the updates. And you can see after picking my updates, I have the boxes here. This app, I can even move it like this and type figures. Okay, like my 10,000 bucks, I can put it there. My total expense is 1,500, and the number of pieces there are 50, which I need, and the percentage profit is 20. I need to put on the label percentage sign here. So with the click of a button, which I will also make below here, you should be able to get the result of the calculation without sweating. Okay, but we have not completed the app, so we have to go ahead and complete the project. So let me go ahead and let me put a button here for so that it can be clicked and you get the result. So I'll just write here input type should be button, not a difficult language. Then the label on the button should be the label on the button should be calculate. Then the other thing I need to do on the button is to give it instruction to do the action of calculation. So on click, on click calculate. Just do calculate like that. So if I click here and save and refresh my stuff here, you see the result, but it is on the wrong place. So I'll go and shift this line, remove it from here, cut it Control X, and put it below this text box here. Yeah, that is fine. Just save and refresh it. Yeah, done. So that is fine. So let us go ahead and do what we call JavaScript part and do calculation. JavaScript is used for calculations and putting actions on web pages. So the first thing I want to do is to write the script tag here. Write the script tag. So this one will be script. Then I will have a variable here. Variables which I have is the one which will take materials. So let me call it M. Another variable which will pick expenses, let me call it E. Another variable will pick pieces, let me call it P. Another variable for the profit, let me call it PT. So this one will contain values from the text box, which will be typed by the user. I will add other variables later, but for now what we want to do is simply come here and copy the name of this action, which is calculate. We call it function. I will just copy that and declare what it will do here. Just write function, paste it. Okay. And you have to close this curly bracket. We call it this curly bracket. So it means when a user clicks this button, this action, on click, this will be done, and what will be done is what we want to define here. So the first thing, upon a button click, we want it to pick the values of expenses, material, number of pieces, and profits. Percentage. I said I will put a percentage sign. Let me just put it. Percentage profit. Okay. So that user does not put the percentage sign. Let me save the changes so far and refresh here. Yeah, as simple as that. So let's go ahead now and receive material. So I will just write M, and whatever is to be received, I want it to be a number. Okay, so whatever is received from the text box, we want it to be considered as a number. That is why I'm putting that there. I will go ahead and write here documents. So it means go to your document and get an element by this ID. Then I'm going to specify my ID here in quotes or in quotation marks. I want it to pick value from this material ID. So I will just copy paste that and paste it here. Then after picking that ID, pick a value from it. Just like that, okay? So go to this ID and pick a value. I will duplicate this. Control C on the keyboard, Control V, and change a couple of things. Like now I am picking expense, so I will put here E, and ID for text box for expense is EXP. So I will select here, paste it there, go back, click at the end of the line, press enter, paste my, sorry, I have to do another copy because I replaced what was in the Windows clipboard. Go here, I'm going to pick now pieces, and my variable is P here, and my unique ID for pieces is here. I just copy. The reason why I am copy pasting is to minimize chances of typing errors, so I'm just copy pasting. I will also copy this stuff and click the end of that line, press enter, and position it nicely. And now it is my profit margin. Let me just call it PM, profit margin, PM, okay? And the ID for the text box for the profit margin is PR, okay? Even this one we can call it PRM, so that they are more meaningful. Copy that PRM and put it here. Now, excellent. So it means the values will be picked from these IDs, and these IDs represent text boxes, and placed in the variables for calculations to be done. I will save the changes and go ahead here and get some variables. I will go ahead and make some variables now. The second variable to make here is the first thing I want to calculate. Let me bring this now. The first thing I want to calculate is total cost by picking material cost plus expenses. Okay. So let me call it tot cost. So in the tot cost, tot cost is obtained by taking so we are going to take our materials plus expenses to get total cost. So our material is M plus, you can put spaces if you like, even if you don't put, it will still work, plus E, and close with semicolon. The next thing I want to calculate is the, let me check here, cost of a piece. So let me include another variable, call it piece cost, P cost, piece cost, okay, P cost. You can abbreviate it like that. So P cost is obtained by taking your total cost divided by number of pieces. Okay, it is P. I will be able to get my P cost. Fine. The next thing I want to calculate my profit margin. Okay, I want to calculate my profit margin. So I will come here and write here profit P. Okay, profit P, I want to calculate there my profit per piece. So I will just come here and write the profit P. So that one will be obtained by taking 20%. So 20% is 20 over 100, which will give me 2 over 10, which is 0.2. So I will write it directly like that, multiply by P cost. That one will give me, that one will automatically give me my profit per piece. which is here. I'm just following my algorithm, if you like, or the procedure. So that one will give me profit per piece. And here finally I want to know my selling price. So I will come here and write here sell P, abbreviation here. So my sell P will be obtained by adding P cost plus my profit P, of course. Profit P, my margin. You take the cost of one product plus what you want on when one is sold, how much you want from each piece. So profit P. How much will I make? How much will I make after selling everything? Okay. So this is total sales. Total sales. After selling everything, the total amount of money will be obtained by taking my sell P. Sorry. Sell P, multiply it by number of pieces, which is this P. That will give me my total sales. And total profit is also important to know how much, what is the total number of, what is the total amount of money you will get. Total profit profit is obtained by taking my profit, sell profit. You remember here, profit piece, okay? My piece of profit piece per piece, profit per piece, profit P times the number of pieces will give me my total profit. So far so good. This one we will save. On the page you will not see the result so far. So let's go ahead and draw the result now. Now we will go here. We want to give the feedback now after these calculations. So the first feedback is coming down this result line. You see this line of result, and clicking enter. Therefore, I will come here and write here. Just come here and write. Let us start here with total cost. So I will just write here total cost. Total cost. That is my total cost. I will select this paragraph. Just select it like this and paste here. The next thing I want to do is to pick this value. I want to pick this value of the total cost and put it inside a paragraph. I want to put it inside a paragraph. this paragraph should be empty with nothing in it, because it will be receiving the result. So I will just write here style, because I want it to show text in red color, or the result in red color. So I will just write there color red, color red. Yeah, simple as that. So it simply means now I have to give this paragraph, which is showing the result, an ID, so that I can give it a value. So I will write here an ID and call it, this is giving us our total cost. Let me just call it A. Okay. So I will go ahead here and write here document dot get element, okay, by ID. Document dot get element by ID. From here it starts with capital letters, so don't make a mistake. And our ID is this A. Okay, I'm telling you to go to the paragraph and pick A. Okay, fine. Then to open its inner HTML so that it can write in it, and I will give it a value of this total cost. Yeah, there's a number there. So going forward, let me save and do a test here. Let us just refresh this. So if I give 30 bucks there, and my expense is 4,000, and I want 50 pieces, and I want 20% profit margin, when I calculate, you can see it has calculated my total cost, which is 30 plus this. So the app is working fine. So I want just to complete it. So the next thing is this paragraph, second paragraph. I think I need to give it, here you see, here we have profit, here we have cost of one piece. Okay, so I will just come here and write here cost per piece. Cost per piece. That is cost per piece. And I will go ahead and provide an empty paragraph again here. Give it empty paragraph, and remember to give this thing this style and an ID. So I'll just copy paste that and paste it here and call this B, and then come here do the same magic here, copy that, paste it here, and this time I'm following the paragraph B, and I want to go give it cost per piece, this instead of this. Okay, so now it is just copy pasting here. Next, I can even copy these two stuffs like this. Let me copy these two stuffs, paste here. Now the next thing I want to give the user is profit per piece. Yeah, profit per piece. So we'll go and change what I've copy pasted and write here profit per piece. Profit per piece, and the ID should be C. So I will just come here, copy that line, paste, and put here C, and it is profit per piece. So I will copy this. The main reason we are copying and pasting is to ensure that we minimize chances of error. If there's a spelling mistake, the whole thing will flop. It will not work. Let me save the changes. I will go ahead again here to do another thing. I want to give users selling price. So I will come and copy these two stuffs, the label and the paragraph which gives answer. So I will give them selling price per piece. Okay, so selling price. Selling price means it is for one piece. So let me just write a selling price. Okay, let's go ahead and change this to give it ID B and carry this instruction which writes on the web page. This one writes on the web page and tell it to look for this D paragraph, and it should be given the value of SLP. Okay, smart work. Now let's go ahead and give the total sales and profit, total profit, then we are done. So I will come back here. And copy this thing here, the label and the paragraph, and we want to give total sales. So I will change this to total sales, and I will go ahead and change this to CDE, total sales. Copy this line, paste this thing, and this should be E, and total sales should be shown on that paragraph. And finally, I will go and press enter here, and go back here, copy my last label and the paragraph. This one of course will be F, and now this one will show This one will show our total profit. So I will change the description to total profit. And this of course is now F. So I will have a link to my document here with F. So this one will be F. And it will be total profit. I think this is done. The business is done. So let us save and take a look at the code. Let me scroll it for you. So far so good. I don't think we will end up into errors, but even if they come, we will sort them out. We will debug them. We say debugging the errors. Save. That is the code. Nice one. Let me go ahead and refresh this page. Fine. So assuming we want to solve our problem here, this is our problem. No, I don't want to show this. I just need the web page. Let me drag it here. Let me drag it for you and we confirm if the app will provide a solution. Instead of calculating for each product in the shop, by a click of a button, you will be able to get your answers. Great. So, for the baking business, we spent 10,000 bucks. Our expenses are 1,500. Total number of pieces we want are 50. Now I'm reading from here. And our percentage profit, we only want 20%. And calculating. Is it correct? Our total cost is 11,500. Our cost per piece is 230, which is correct. 230, where is my 230? Yeah, it is here. And my profit per piece is 46, and the selling price is 276. So you can see I can keep on changing. Thank you for being patient, and kindly consider subscribing, like, comment, and I will keep you posted. Once you are subscribed, any new updates, any new techniques that I'm giving out, my guys, we will be together. Thanks so much. Thumbs up.